The Rock is cooking a new movie a week early. Originally set to open next week, Rampage hits theaters Friday, so it doesn't have to deal with the Avengers sooner than it expected. Is that a good move? Well, those who've seen it say Rampage, an adaptation of a hit video game, yeah, it is. Dwayne Johnson stars as a man who has to deal with a killer trio, a gorilla, a crocodile, and a wolf. But this threesome isn't just any bunch. They're the result of a genetic experiment gone bad, and they're huge. Johnson plays the ape expert who tries to protect his friend and the world he's inhabiting. Now, if you happen to remember the 1980s game, you might see hints from the past. Otherwise, consider this the ultimate mashup of King Kong and Godzilla with a little Twilight thrown in for good measure.
The returning state champions.
You got this.
Closer to home, the Miracle season follows the based-in-truth story about an Iowa City volleyball team that digs deep after one of their own dies before the end of the season.
An accident.
If we run the board, we got a shot at state for Caroline.
The coach, played by Helen Hunt, uses the sport to bring her players back to normalcy, and naturally, that takes some doing. Directed by Sean McNamara, the film uses typical win this one speeches to push forward and on to the state tournament.
You strong women got us here.
Now, as you might imagine, it volleys plenty of cliches and serves plenty of familiar situations. While it's fun to see Iowa in the spotlight, this isn't necessarily the best light to be in.
I'm poor?
Yep.
Daddy! How come they don't look like me?
We had to use a sperm donor.
I'm sterile.
More interesting? Well, that's a remake of Overboard, starring Anna Faris and Eugenio Derbez. Stepping into the roles played by Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, but in reverse, the two show what happens when a spoiled playboy is convinced by a working mom that he's her husband and he's poor. Instead of living a life of luxury, the two gut it out in a working-class situation, and guess what? They discover their similarities. Because the two have been down this road in other situations, they know where to find the laughs and how to claim the premise as their own. Derbez, a hit in Mexico, and Faris, a star of TV's Mom, are likable leads. You may not go overboard with your praise, but you'll find plenty of reason to smile. With your movies in a minute, I'm Bruce Miller.